Here are 5 different reasons why you should try becoming a PC gamer. 1. Graphics on PC are just so much better. There is no denying this. With the option to pick up a powerhouse of a PC, you have the chance to have much more improved hardware over a console. The reasoning behind this is because you have a dedicated GPU and you also have a dedicated CPU in order to run the game much more smoothly. And on top, you get a much more improved resolution. In fact, games are so much more fluid on PC that you can run a monitor up to 240 Hz with no input lag. Asus is actually even creating a monitor that can go up to 360 Hz, which is a bit insane unless you're really competitive. If you want a true 4K experience with high frame rates, the PC realm is the right place to be. Or even if you want to play games on ultra wide or hook up 3 monitors and beyond, you won't run into those walls where you go into a heavily rendered area of the game where it just slows down. On PC, it is usually always a smooth experience. 2. Flexibility on controls. It is not true that the only controls that you have is a keyboard and a mouse. You can use a DualSense controller, you can use a DualShock controller, you could use an Xbox Series X controller, you could use a ZBox controller. The flexibility of PC controllers are boundless. Yes, I meant ZBox because I'm just quoting a knockoff if you didn't get it. Even if you were to have an Xbox 360 controller from back in the day, you still can hook it up to a modern PC. When it comes to certain games such as strategy, or a first-person shooter, or RPGs, you may end up just preferring the mouse and keyboard. As weird as it may sound, especially when you come from a console, it's hard to turn back once you see how much more flexibility you have with a keyboard and mouse. I mean, how many times have you done this in Call of Duty, and you hit that melee button by accident, and then you end up getting shot in the face, and it all could have been avoided if you just played on a keyboard and mouse, because there's no way for you to accidentally do that. Your mouse has so many different buttons to where you can program it, so it makes playing games such as Call of Duty, Battlefield, Diablo, all of your favorite titles much more comfortable and much more easier to play, to have much more of a pleasant experience. 3. You can actually upgrade. Once your console hits that 3-year mark, you'll notice the games take a little bit longer to load. It becomes a little less smooth, but when it comes to your PC, you can just upgrade that GPU of yours, which is your graphics card. That is the heart when it comes to PC gaming. If you need extra memory, you can simply just add a little bit more RAM. If you need a boost in CPU power, you can just upgrade the CPU. Or better yet, you have a ton of games that you love to play. You have much more storage when it comes to a PC. When it comes to consoles, you have very limited upgrade potential. Usually, you can only upgrade the storage, and not by a lot, especially when it comes to NVMe. Because when it comes to consoles, the reason why you have limited upgrade ability, consoles are meant to last a certain time frame, hence why you have different generations between consoles. With the PC, you can actually constantly keep up to date to where you don't really even have to do a new build, unless it's done by choice, which it usually is. Because, I mean, when you're a PC master race, you do become kind of vain when it comes into PCs, because it's kind of important to run everything at max res. I know most of us PC gamers, if that cannot be achieved, we do everything we can to achieve max resolution once again. 4. You don't have to pay a network fee. You know that PlayStation Plus you've been paying for since PlayStation 4? Or paid Xbox Live ever since Xbox was released? You know, gaming online with PC is completely free. You never have to pay a fee or a subscription besides having an internet service provider, which more than likely you already have. When it comes to gaming online, you never ever have to worry about upgrading your subscription each year. Usually PCs have dedicated servers to where it's hardly down. So most of the time, we never have to really worry about the network going down unless it has to do with the actual game servers. It's very rare to see Steam or Blizzard or even Epic Games go down. It ends up being a big time savings, especially if you're a long time gamer such as me. 5. The games that you have purchased are with you for the rest of your life. Every game that you've purchased on PC will actually follow you to another PC. Doesn't matter if you already made 3 different PCs, the games, they will follow you. All your games are always accessible. All the games that I purchased since I was a kid are still playable. You don't ever have to worry about the next PC being not compatible with the games that you purchased before, unless it's a really ancient game, which most games you can set to compatibility mode. If it's a game from Windows 95, you can set it in compatibility mode on Windows 95. You can literally have hundreds of games in your library at your disposal to play. PC has so many different games, even free independent developer games where you can download completely free. But your game library will always be at your disposal to play. Even before Fortnite was a thing, there was a ton of games before then that were very popular and free. You'll never miss a game in your whole entire lifetime when it comes to PC. Unless it's a console exclusive, which Sony really doesn't have a lot, and Microsoft games will always be on PC. A lot of the games that were on PlayStation always were on PC, even prior to this whole console exclusivity. PC also has its own exclusives, as you may not know. Here's a tip. If you want to keep your connection private, or if you are ever banned on a server, make sure you get something like ExpressVPN, because you can actually access it that way. So as you see here, I connect the ExpressVPN, and you can see how quick the connection actually is. We're going to enter Black Ops right now, and you'll see how quick we can get onto a server. You'll see how low of latency that'll have, only 17 milliseconds, and I still end up having a really great game here. So as you can see, it does not hinder speed at all, and still played really well. Bam, guys, I hope you found this content very useful. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy content just like this, make sure you go down and hit the subscribe button to join the big wonderful fan band where we love to talk about tech. And also, don't forget to hit the notification bell for all the newest updates. Make sure to follow my handle right here, as it is the same for my TikTok and my IG as well. Bam, guys, why do you like to enjoy playing PC games? Or if you're on console, why do you like consoles so much? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Chris Mizo, signing out.